All right, guys, we're back for some more unboxings. These are not gun parts per se, but just some more shooting supplies that I got because I want to start reloading again, so I needed some stuff. So let's see what we got here first. This is my torque wrench for when I start building the upper and lower for the gun that we're doing. It's 5 to 100 inch-pounds, so that'll do pretty much everything. Any bolt on the upper that I need to do. So I guess this might be some gun parts. I didn't realize this one was from Optic Planets. It wasn't supposed to be here until Friday. We got the HoloSun HE507C. This is going to be the secondary optic on the rifle. Let's we'll take all this stuff out and then we'll take a look at everything. But yeah, super excited for that. Let's see here. We got our 45-degree mount. Well, like I said, we'll take it all out and then take a look at it. I'll get it unboxed. That way you guys don't have to see that. Just a standard mil-spec tube. So there's that. And then this is the Midway box. So we got some Barry's bullets. These should be the 220 grain. Let's see here. See if I can be smarter than oh, it's zip tied there. So we will like I keep saying, take all this out and then we'll take a look at it. These should be some 75 grain. They're all taped up, but we should have 10 of those. Yeah. So these are some 75 grain for the 5.56. The 220 grain are for the 300 blackout. And then I got a chronograph. I wanted to be able to test out, the loads so that I could dial in a load and see what accuracy is, muzzle velocity, and kind of dial that stuff in. So those are all, these are all the 75 grain soft point Spitzers. Which out of a 11.5 inch should be plenty accurate for me. This isn't like a super accurate build, just something that hopefully can do, I'd be happy with like 1.5 MOA at 100 yards, but I think it's going to be able to do better than that. These are 77 grain Sierra Match Kings. I only bought, I think, 100 of these just to try them out. Just to see really if there's a huge difference between the 75 grain soft point Spitzers versus, a Sierra Match King hollow point boat tail. I'll load them up and do some testing with both of those and see if the bullet makes that big of a difference on a gun like this. And then it's been probably 11 years since I've reloaded. And so I got a new load book. The load book that I have really didn't have a lot of info on the heavier grain 5.56 stuff. It was an older, much older book. I was reloading, like I said, maybe 11, 12 years ago, and the book was older than that. So definitely time to get a new book. Make sure that we're going to be safe with our loads, and make sure, we're following some type of load data. These are the primers. We went with some Federal Champion 205s for the small rifle. We started off with just 1,000. I want to see how they do. And then I might try the gold standard next. These are just the takedown pins. I thought I had some laying around the house, but I didn't. So we got some Strike Industry ones. And let's see. This should be, I think, some gunpowder. Yep, this is some Accurate 1680 for the 300 Blackout. I already have probably 6 or 7 pounds of the tack, I think, for the 5.56. So I didn't have to buy any more gunpowder for that. So, all right, that's everything. Give me a couple minutes. I'm going to be right back. Well, for you guys, it'll be instant. But I'll be right back. I'm going to pop everything open so we can take a closer look. And yeah, we'll be right back. All right. Let's start with the torque wrench. I didn't get up and get a screwdriver to put the batteries in it, but that's what it looks like. Batteries aren't in it, so it's not going to turn on. But, a little disappointed that they supply a tool and they don't supply a way to get into the battery tray. I mean, obviously, I got a screwdriver I go out and get, but you would think they would give you what you need to get it up and running. But here's the 77 grain Sierra Match King bullets. So these are a smooth bullet. They look nice. Definitely look like they're going to fly nice. These are the 220 grain for the 300 Blackout. I mean, they look nice. Look like they're going to shoot just fine. I'm excited to try some subsonic loads, though. And these are the 75 grain soft points. And these have I think they're Conalures. Is that what it is? Of course, that box is rubbed off. Yeah, Canalures. I think that's how you say that. So that'll be nice, in the cyclic fire. It'll help keep the bullet seated where it's supposed to be, and shouldn't have any issues with those. Here is the chronograph. So this is the DLX, the Bluetooth version. So that'll be nice to be able to, like I said, document, what each round is, what the FPS is on it, and just see how consistent they are. And then, we'll test them out to, 100 yards to start, see what the MOA is on that, and if they, group well, then, we'll start taking them out a little further. And then this is the Hollow Sun with a 45-degree mount. I got it in green. And it, although it's not showing up very well here, hold on. Turn the brightness up, maybe it'll show up better. Nope. But you should be able to see this thing in the day because this thing is bright. It's just not going to show up very well on the phone. But anyway, it's a 32 MOA circle with a, I believe, a 2 MOA dot in the center. And it's adjustable, so you can do just the 32 MOA circle, just a 2 MOA dot, or, you know, the combined, which I think is probably what I'll do. But anyway, that'll get sighted in at probably like 36 yards or so, 36 yards, somewhere around there. And then my 1 to 6 LVPO will be sighted in, you know, probably at, I think it's 50 yards. And then that's the same as 300 yards. But I'll take a look and see once I start shooting with it, see what I like. And yeah, so that's everything today. Obviously, you know, the powder and primers, we don't need to open those, but I'm excited to shoot some of these. I haven't really shot any supers or subs, I mean, in the 300 blackout yet. And, you know, with the can, it should be pretty quiet. So with some hand loads, you know, on the low end, we should be able to get some, hopefully some decent range out to maybe 100 yards with it. And then, you know, whisper quiet. So we will get to loading. We'll post some videos of that too. Kind of see, we'll probably load like 10 rounds at a time. And, you know, 10 rounds of the low, 10 rounds of the medium, 10 rounds of the high for the powders. And then maybe 5 rounds will be, you know, one group, and then 5 rounds I'll do different lengths, and we'll try everything out and see kind of what the gun's going to like and go from there. But yeah, excited to get this thing built. Excited to get all this stuff on it so I can, you know, start seeing what it is. This thing, I got to say, is very light. This is not going to add much weight at all. This slim mount is, one, it's really nice, super slim, so it's going to sit underneath the LVPO, which is nice. I won't have to put it so far forward like I did on the 16-inch. But it's also very, very light. This, I mean, this can't weigh more than, you know, probably 9 or 10 ounces is what I would assume. I'll put it on a scale and find out. Hold on. We'll be right back. Man, I was way off. It's only 3 ounces complete. That's crazy. That's awesome that it's only 3 ounces total for that thing. So that'll be really nice to be able to add on there and add, you know, hardly no weight at all. 3.3 ounces, 3.1 ounces. But anyways, I appreciate you guys checking in on this one, and we will be back again when I either start loading or start building that rifle. We're still waiting on a couple more parts for it, so we'll be back here in a few days, most likely with one of those videos. Appreciate you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next.